Have you ever wondered why, out of all the women a man meets in his lifetime, he ends up remembering only one? Not because she was the most beautiful, not because she had the most polished charm, and not because she tried the hardest to impress him. What stays with him, sometimes for decades, is something deeper, something he cannot fully name, a quiet kind of magnetism that slips beneath the surface, reaches his subconscious, and whispers, "Here, I have found something I could not find anywhere else." Carl Jung believed that a woman's true power is not in performance, not in proving anything, but in the subtle currents of energy she carries within. When that inner feminine energy awakens, fully, softly, authentically, it captivates not just a man's attention, but his long-term memory. It makes him desire not just moments with her, but a lifelong connection, a journey where she becomes the person he wants beside him, year after year. In today's video, we're diving into 7 secrets of feminine energy, subtle qualities that carve themselves into a man's subconscious in a way beauty alone never could. These are not tricks, not quick techniques, not flirtation hacks. They are core qualities that make a woman the natural center of love, someone who cannot be replaced. Are you ready to explore these 7 feminine secrets? Secret number 1, emotional availability, without needy behavior. Whole presence. Have you ever sat beside someone who wasn't really there? They nod, they smile, they throw in a few distracted replies, but their eyes drift, their hands keep scrolling their phone, and you can feel it. Their mind is somewhere else. The moment feels hollow, distant, almost aching. Human beings, every one of us, crave to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged. And men, who often hide their emotions behind the mask of strength, are even more sensitive to presence than they appear. A man can know hundreds of people, he can meet countless women, but he will never forget the woman with whom he felt, "In this moment, I am truly seen." Jung once wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Presence does exactly that. When a woman is anchored in the current moment, not replaying the past, not rushing into the future, she connects not only with him, but with herself. And that creates a frequency he can feel, but cannot explain. I once heard a man describe an experience he never forgot. A simple coffee date, nothing special. But for the first time, he shared a childhood dream he had never spoken aloud. The woman across from him didn't rush, didn't interrupt, didn't try to fix his story. She just listened, completely, quietly, genuinely. Her eyes stayed with him, following the rise and fall of his words. That moment stayed with him for years, because for the first time, he felt understood. And once he felt that, he no longer cared to search elsewhere. This is the magnetism of whole presence, the kind of presence that enters a man's subconscious and never leaves. Most of a man's life revolves around doing, achieving, proving, pushing. Inside that world, he rarely finds a place where he can simply be, without judgment, without pressure, without performance. So when he sits beside a woman who is wholly present, something rare happens. His nervous system settles, his guard softens, his heart quietly opens. Presence is like a candle in a dark room. It does not shout. It does not chase. It does not try to light everything. It simply shines, and everything else naturally turns toward it. Imagine this. He comes home after a long, exhausting day. His words spill out. Work problems, stress, misunderstandings. In that moment, you have two choices. One, listen with half your mind while scrolling your phone, dropping a few ahas here and there. Or two, put everything down, look at him, and let your eyes tell him, "I'm here. I'm with you." The difference is profound. In the first scenario, he feels alone. In the second, he feels cherished. And that tiny moment is something he will never forget. If you want to cultivate presence, start small. Hold someone's gaze for 5 seconds before you answer. When listening, don't plan your response. Simply receive. When you're alone, drink a cup of tea without multitasking. Let yourself experience a moment without rushing it. Over time, these small habits create a quiet inner stillness. And without effort, your presence begins to radiate, and men feel it deeply. Presence is not performance. It is a state of being, and when you embody it, you become unforgettable. Secret number 2, joy, playfulness, and light. Energy. Primal femininity. Now that we've explored presence, a new question appears. How do you not only hold a man's attention, but awaken the deepest, most instinctive part of his heart? This brings us to primal femininity, the energy that flows from intuition, emotion, and authentic expression. Men will tell you all the time they don't know why a small smile, a gentle touch, or a particular expression from a woman stays with them for years. They can't explain it logically, because it's not logic, it's energy. In the collective unconscious, Jung called this inner female presence the anima. It is the emotional, intuitive, mysterious feminine archetype every man carries within him. When a woman lives in alignment with her own emotions, not suppressing, not performing, not shrinking, she awakens that archetype in a man's psyche. She stirs something ancient and profound. Many women have been taught to hide their emotions, to swallow tears, to smile when anxious, to say yes while the heart screams no. But when a woman allows her emotions to breathe, she becomes fully alive. And that aliveness is magnetic. Imagine a simple dinner. She's not forcing jokes or trying to maintain a perfect vibe. She's present. When something delights her, she smiles genuinely. When she talks about a passion, her eyes light up. Her energy flows naturally, free, unstaged, unfiltered. This authenticity draws a man in without her trying. It invites him to exist without performance, to express without fear. A man once shared a moment he could never forget. After a terrible day, before he even spoke, the woman sitting with him placed her hand gently over his and whispered, "You seem tired, don't you?" It was intuition, pure, unforced, and that small act touched him more deeply than any grand gesture. Primal femininity is not dramatics. It is not chaos. It is the courage to feel and to live those feelings openly, to laugh fully, to cry when needed, to soften without shame. A woman living in this energy is like a river, fluid, alive, refreshing, and men who constantly cage their emotions are drawn to that freedom like thirsty travelers to water. When presence and primal femininity blend together, a woman becomes unforgettable, not because she tries, but because she vibrates with a natural, effortless magnetism. Secret number 3, vulnerability and receptivity. When presence and primal femininity merge, something powerful happens. A woman not only listens, she feels. She creates space not just for a man to speak, but for his inner world to breathe. Vulnerability and receptivity are not about weakness. They are about allowing emotions to move naturally, both your own and his. Many women have been taught to be endlessly strong. Don't cry. Don't show fear. Don't be too emotional. Don't burden anyone. But what this creates is emotional tightness, a life lived behind invisible armor. And men sense this more than you think. A woman who is afraid to feel becomes a woman who is difficult to feel with. True feminine energy is not about holding everything together. It's about allowing things to flow. Imagine a woman who gives herself permission to experience her emotions openly. When she's joyful, she laughs without restraint. When something touches her, her eyes soften. When she's hurt, she doesn't pretend. It shows in her voice, her expression, the way she exhales. This openness is not a performance. It is a natural, unfiltered presence. This authenticity becomes magnetic because it calls something out of a man's subconscious, his own desire to feel, to soften, to be real again. In Jungian terms, this is the anima awakening, the inner feminine image inside every man that longs for emotional connection, intuition, and depth. Picture a quiet dinner date. She isn't trying to be perfect or entertaining. She tastes her food, lets out a genuine smile when something delights her, and speaks about her dreams with a spark in her eyes. Her natural expression invites him into emotional attunement. He finds himself wanting to match her presence. A man once told this story. He had a terrible day at work, frustration bottled up inside him. Before he even spoke, the woman across from him placed her hand gently over his and said, "You seem tired, don't you?" It wasn't guesswork. It was intuition, a soft knowing. That moment broke something open in him, not in a painful way, but in a freeing one. He felt seen without having to ask. He felt understood without having to explain. That is the power of vulnerability and receptivity. Feminine vulnerability is not about dramatics or oversharing. It's about emotional truthfulness. It's about letting your inner world be known, even in small ways. And when a man senses this, he feels permission to reveal his own inner world back to you. That is where intimacy begins. To cultivate this energy, start with yourself. Instead of pushing down sadness, let yourself feel it. Instead of forcing laughter, let joy arise naturally. Instead of hiding softness, let it be visible. This emotional honesty makes you vibrant, real, alive, and irresistibly memorable. Remember, men are not drawn to perfection. They are drawn to aliveness, to emotional freedom, to the woman who dares to be human. Secret number 4. Help him lead. Let him care. If primal femininity opens the emotional door, this next secret deepens love through balance, the kind of balance that Jung described as the dance of opposites. Masculine and feminine energy thrive not when they compete, but when they complement and support each other. Masculine energy is naturally oriented toward direction, responsibility, and giving. It wants to build, to protect, to lead. Feminine energy, in contrast, is about receiving, nurturing, softening, and allowing. Both energies are powerful, both necessary. But modern relationships often get stuck when these energies are reversed or imbalanced. One of the greatest paradoxes is this: the more a woman tries to do everything, fix everything, control everything, the more distant a man becomes. Not because he doesn't love her, but because there is no space left for him to be the man he wants to be. Conversely, when a woman allows him space to give, to guide, to support, something ancient in him awakens. He doesn't feel needed in the sense of burden. He feels needed in the sense of purpose. A married man once shared, what made him stay faithful wasn't that his wife did everything for him, but that she left room for him to contribute. When something broke, she didn't rush to fix it. She let him try first. When she felt insecure, she didn't hide it or tough it out alone. She let him comfort her. She allowed him to give, allowed him to care, allowed him to lead sometimes. He said something beautiful. She made me feel like I was the only man who could show up for her that way. When you leave room for a man to give, you activate his masculine core. He feels valued, capable, connected. He feels like he belongs. But giving him space doesn't mean being passive, nor does it mean abandoning your own standards or boundaries. It simply means creating openings where he can show love in his own way. For example, at dinner, let him choose the place sometimes. If you're overwhelmed, allow yourself to say, "I need you right now." If he offers help, accept it instead of insisting, "It's fine, I can do it." Receiving is not weakness. Receiving is a gift. It tells him, you matter. Your effort matters. Your presence matters. This dynamic keeps love balanced. You're not doing everything. He's not doing everything. Instead, you are both participating in ways that feel natural and fulfilling. A woman who knows when to give and when to keep becomes irreplaceable because she brings out a man's best self. She isn't exhausting herself performing every role. She's making space for partnership, and that partnership becomes a source of harmony rather than struggle. In Jungian language, this is the synergy of opposites, masculine and feminine not fighting for dominance, but intertwining in a way that strengthens both. When a man feels he can give to you, care for you, and contribute to your life, he doesn't drift. He anchors, he bonds, he stays, not because he has to, but because he wants to. Secret number 5, self-love and rituals that boost feminine presence. This secret is the inner core of all the others. Presence, primal femininity, vulnerability. All of it becomes stronger when a woman has a relationship with herself. Self-love isn't a trend or a slogan. It's the quiet foundation that makes feminine energy consistent, natural, and radiant. Self-love is not vanity. It is inner nourishment. It is tending to your soul. When a woman regularly nurtures herself, physically, emotionally, spiritually, she becomes grounded, centered, easy to be around. She glows without trying. She doesn't cling or chase. She doesn't perform or panic. Her energy is rooted. Think of self-love as building your own inner home, a place you return to for comfort and strength, whether it's through journaling, skincare rituals, meditation, creative hobbies, or simply resting when your body asks for it. These daily practices refill your emotional reservoir. A woman who loves herself radiates a different energy. She is not seeking from emptiness. She is sharing from fullness. And a man feels that difference immediately. The truth is simple. A woman who nurtures herself will naturally attract a man who wants to nurture her too. Secret number 6, healing. Energy, when your gentleness lets him remove his armor. Men carry armor that most people will never see. They wear it at work, in society, around friends, and sometimes even around the women they love. They hide stress, bury sadness, and compress emotions they were taught never to show. A man may look confident, cold, or detached, but inside him are wounds he has pushed into the shadows. Carl Jung called these hidden places the shadow, the parts of ourselves we suppress because we fear they make us weak or unworthy. For men, the shadow often holds softness, fear, longing, and childhood scars. And because society tells them to be strong, they often never reveal these parts to anyone. But here's the truth. A man's heart opens not to the woman he desires, but to the woman with whom he feels safe. Healing. Feminine energy is not about fixing him. It's not about giving perfect advice or solving his problems. Healing energy is gentleness, pure, non-judgmental presence that allows him to breathe. It is the warm tone in your voice, the softness in your eyes, the absence of pressure when he is vulnerable. I once saw a couple in a cafe. The man was visibly tense, shoulders stiff, gaze downward. The woman beside him didn't scold or demand explanations. She simply placed her hand gently on his, and her expression said more than words ever could. "I'm here." Within minutes, he began sharing things he had never spoken aloud: work fears, insecurities, exhaustion. Her gentleness wasn't loud or dramatic. It was simply safe. That safety is what dissolves a man's armor. Healing energy says, "You don't have to be perfect with me. You're allowed to be human here. You're safe to take off the mask." Jung wrote, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." A woman with healing energy doesn't drag his darkness into the light. She invites it gently. Her presence is a soft lamp that warms the room. Not blinding, not harsh, just enough to let truth appear. This does not mean sacrificing yourself or becoming his therapist. Healing is not carrying his darkness. It's simply giving him space to open when he chooses. Healing energy is patience, not pressure. Softness, not suffocation. And once a man feels that safety, he never forgets it. A man may be attracted to many women, but he stays with the woman who allows him to feel emotionally naked without shame. Because with her, he feels something he rarely feels anywhere else. Rest. A place to put the armor down. A place to be fully himself. To cultivate this energy. Listen without interrupting. Don't rush to conclusions or fixes. Let silence exist without fear. Let touch be meaningful. A hand on his arm. A hug that lingers a second longer. And most importantly, let him know that his vulnerability raises your respect, not diminishes it. When a woman becomes this safe space, not by force, not by obligation, but through natural gentleness, a man bonds with her in a way that is deep, rare, and lifelong. Secret number 7. Self-love and rituals that boost feminine presence. Living in wholeness when joy comes from within. After exploring healing energy, we arrive at the heart of feminine power, inner wholeness. If your joy depends entirely on a man, love becomes pressure. If your self-worth comes only from his validation, love becomes insecurity. If your happiness rises and falls based on his moods or attention, love becomes unstable. Wholeness is the opposite of that. Wholeness is inner completeness. Wholeness is the ability to generate joy from within. In Jungian psychology, this journey is called individuation, the process of returning to one's true self. A whole woman is not looking for a man to rescue her. She is not seeking someone to fill her emptiness. She comes to love with her own foundation, her own hobbies, her own passions, her own rituals of self-care. And paradoxically, this makes a man want her more. Because a woman who is whole does not cling. She does not chase. She does not crumble when left alone. She simply is, rooted, vibrant, alive. I once knew a woman like this. She loved her job in architecture, took yoga classes for joy, cooked on weekends, maintained deep friendships, and traveled often. When she met her partner, she didn't say, "I need you to make me happy." She said, "I'm already fulfilled. If you'd like to be part of this life, you're welcome." Her fullness attracted him like gravity. Her joy was not a request. It was an invitation. Her life wasn't a void to fill. It was a garden to join. When a woman is whole, a man doesn't feel pressured. He doesn't feel responsible for her emotional survival. He doesn't fear failing her. Instead, he feels inspired. He feels uplifted. He feels proud to stand beside her. This is the feminine energy of wholeness. Quiet yet powerful, effortless yet unforgettable. Wholeness doesn't always mean being cheerful. Sometimes it means sitting with your own sadness calmly. Sometimes it means enjoying your own company. Sometimes it means simply being at peace when alone. A whole woman is like a fresh spring, flowing regardless of who comes or goes. Her joy nourishes her first, and whoever enters her life receives that overflow. Jung said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. But once you do, your relationships transform. You no longer wonder, does he choose me? Will he stay? Because you have already chosen yourself. And that self-choosing energy makes you irreplaceable." Final insight. When you embody these, you become his only choice. A woman who embodies these 7 secrets becomes unforgettable. Not because she tries to be, but because her energy leaves an imprint deeper than physical beauty could ever reach. A man may be drawn to looks, but he stays for presence. He may enjoy excitement, but he returns for authenticity. He may admire strength, but he commits to safety and depth. When you embody whole presence, primal femininity, vulnerability and receptivity, helping him lead, letting him care, self-love and feminine rituals, healing energy, inner wholeness, you become a woman whose energy he cannot replace. A woman he remembers long after others fade. A woman whose presence feels like home. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to chase love. You don't have to be perfect. You only have to return to yourself, your true feminine self. That self is already magnetic. And if this video helped you understand these 7 secrets and reconnect with your inner feminine energy, share it with another woman who needs it. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for deeper explorations. This path is not about becoming a perfect version of someone else, but uncovering the radiant, powerful, irreplaceable woman you already are.